So what happened is, my friends had died in Illinois, and I was given a fatal virus, and I tried to leave the state because my mail was being routed, and I just wanted to get the mail to the White House before I died to try to save America. At least if I was going to die, I was going to save my country. And so I had my father's army records I inherited, and I knew a lot about the network that was killing America. I couldn't get to the White House, so I left the state. What I didn't know back then is that Indiana had crept into Illinois and murdered my friends. So it was an Indiana network. And so I was made homeless by Carolyn Coombs, and Diddy Coombs is a sex trafficker that was responsible for that. I lost my Section 8 because Carolyn Coombs stole my Section 8. And then I only spent 3/4 of a year pouring over. I was guaranteed housing. And I moved from place to place. I went to 1715 Washington Street, was given 2 carbon monoxide leaks, went to Canterbury Apartments, I had arson attempt there. Here I've been shot. They've tried to murder me a zillion times. They stolen all my belongings. They spit and screamed vulgarities at me. The most disgusting people alive. And then I went to an LBNY funding lawsuit, which was 100% fraud, and originated in Jacksonville, Florida, where my identity theft fraud began. And then went to Rapid City, Michigan, and then went to LaPorte. And I went to the courthouse, like I'm supposed to do, and there had just been the second carbon monoxide leak, which was to be shown to be attempted murder. And my name had been falsified as April Brown. I mean, I didn't know that then. I got my paperwork. I got the paper showing my name had been falsified to Indiana, to April Brown, and then I went to court, and they did continuance. And while I was there, waiting for the bus, a man with a briefcase came up to me and said that you have just been declared dead. Your family has arranged your funeral and written your obituary, because they assumed I died in the carbon monoxide leak that they had done. And so and they're part of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. It's a terrorist group. And so they got so mad that I was still alive in Indiana, because they're stealing my estate, that the continuance was for April 31st, which is Halloween. And Ray Miller had been murdered on Halloween, and the Millers founded Michigan City, and so had a lot of land in Michigan City. So it's a terrorist network. It stole Indiana's land. And then I was denied all medical care. I have a fatal virus. I'm seeking a cure of amantadine. The nurse practitioner with the neuro clinic I saw refused to give me the cure and wanted to do a fatal neurosurgery. I told her I'd seen 3 neurosurgeons, and one was the head of the University of Chicago's neurosurgery unit, and he said never to operate. Well, I had encephalitis, of course not. And so then I tried to walk out of Indiana because I'm denied all housing, I'm denied all food, there's nothing left of me, I'm homeless. And LaPorte Sheriff picked me up, puts me in a hospital. At the hospital, at LaPorte Hospital, they tried to give me an IV of anticoagulants. I denied that. I bleed easily, and that I would have had a cerebral hemorrhage and died. So then I'm diagnosed there with viral encephalitis. I'm transported to St. Anthony's Hospital. 2 days before I was falsely committed to Evansville State Hospital, the 2 nurses came in and tried to give me an Invega shot. I'm anaphylactically allergic to Risperdal. It's in my charts. Invega is purified Risperdal with a 30-day supply. There's no way we'll live through that one. Then I get transported under fraudulent conditions, 100% fraud, to a state hospital where Amber Barnes is a nurse practitioner, a nurse, and she denies me all medical treatment. Well, the Barnes are really bad. They tortured me for 5 months when I was originally hospitalized, and the Dwyer inheritance was used to pay for that hospitalization. They stole the Dwyer estate, and then they tortured me for a year and a half. They refused to release me. And you can see here that on the staff is Christine Blinken. Well, Antony Blinken is current Secretary of State. And the whole reason they did this is because the United States to Save America, and they're a terrorist group. And it started the day I got into Indiana. Mike Pence steps down as governor and runs for vice president under great Donald Trump, because Donald Trump wants to steal my estate and become king of the world. And so he set that up, and he has Holcolm become governor, and Holcolm really tortures me bad, puts me in the state institution. And right now Braun is involved. Braun has put me in this hellhole. And I'm in a concentration camp. I have no clean clothes. In fact, I'm throwing away all my dirty clothes because they stink up the apartment, so I have no clothes. I don't even have a single pair of pants left. And I'm tortured here. I'm surrounded by sex traffickers. Governor Braun was a psychiatrist who was chief president with my dad. And my dad loved America more than anything. And he stole my dad's estate. Yeah, my dad loved America. And then he was a psychiatrist at Sharon Road Hospital, where he fucked me by stealing my identity because I had the States to Save America. And he hates America. So then after I get released, Governor Braun does eventually lose his medical license in disgrace for fucking so many people under hypnosis. Okay? So Governor Braun is the current president of Indiana, and I have proven that he is the main orchestrator of 9/11 against America. He orchestrated 9/11, the Braun family, and he's current governor. And so I'm being held captive by a sex trafficking ring under tremendously awful conditions. And I don't even have clothes. I'm not allowed clothes. I'm not allowed anything. Everything's bad. And my crime, I had the States to Save America. My dad loved America so much, he was Secretary of State under JFK and Dean Rusk and John Glenn, who was my father, put a zillion estates under me to save this country. And right now, Indiana is a terrorist group called Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And they are in Indianapolis. And they did the Guyana terrorist attack that has been shown, where 800 people were forced to drink arsenic and they stole those 800 estates. The FBI is also in Indianapolis, and I can say is the Indiana FBI refuses to save me because they're the States to Save America, and they are part of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and now we all die in the hands of the FBI.